Okay, so you've sent us some wild requests, I'll give you.
Right.
That lost cities, artificial intelligence, you name it.
Hmm.
But this deep dive request,
Yeah.
this one's different. This one's got me stumped.
Really?
In a good way, though. I mean, a block machine operator.
Okay.
Color me intrigued. Where did this even come from?
Well, sometimes the most fascinating journeys start in the most unexpected places, right?
True, that is. And you found this whole package on RoleCatcher, right? The complete career guide and everything.
It's this platform.
A whole platform dedicated to career guides. Like, is that what they do?
That seems to be their thing.
Yeah.
Like they've got guides for everything.
Wow. And this block machine operator guide?
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I expected.
What do you mean?
It's actually fascinating. Like, I never thought about concrete blocks, like, ever. But this guide, it breaks down the whole process.
It really does. What's interesting about this deep dive is how it takes us back to basics,
What do you mean?
to the foundations of our physical world.
Yeah.
You're looking at a career that's literally about building,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
about creating the structures we kind of take for granted every day.
It's true. We drive on roads, walk on sidewalks, live in buildings, and we never think about
The blocks.
the blocks.
Yeah.
Exactly where they come from, who makes them,
And how they're made.
and how they're made. This guide, Block Machine Operator, the complete career guide, it tells you everything.
I was surprised by how detailed it is.
Me too.
Hmm.
It covers daily tasks, career paths, even like industry secrets.
They really didn't hold back.
It's like a roadmap, not just for like working a machine,
Yeah.
but for understanding the whole concrete block world.
The whole ecosystem of it,
Yeah.
from raw materials to quality control production targets, teamwork,
Oh, so it's not just pushing buttons.
not even close.
Yeah.
The guide emphasizes that this is a surprisingly complex process.
Okay, you've got my attention. Now, one thing I noticed is the guide doesn't sugarcoat things either.
No, they're upfront about the realities.
Yeah, like good income potential, that's great.
Definitely a plus,
But physically demanding, that's a trade-off people are thinking about these days.
especially in today's job market.
Exactly. So in your view, how does that balance out the good pay versus the physical demands?
Well, the guide brings up a really important point.
Okay.
The unique value of hands-on skills in an increasingly automated world.
That's interesting because you'd think like with robots and AIs.
You'd think those jobs would disappear. But the guide argues that these hands-on skills, they're hard to replicate. They have a unique value.
Okay, I'm listening.
So, yes, it's physically demanding, long hours, sometimes exposure to the elements.
Right.
But in an age where so much is automated,
Yeah.
those skills are becoming more valuable, not less.
It's like a counterintuitive thing almost.
Exactly. And speaking of skills, this is where the guide gets really interesting.
Okay.
Career progression. Apparently, block machine operator isn't a dead-end job.
Really?
You can build a whole career out of this.
No way.
Yeah, the guide lays out a whole path. You start with hands-on experience, maybe assisting a senior operator.
Like an apprenticeship kind of thing?
Yeah, and then you can move up to independent operation troubleshooting, even training new operators.
Wow. Okay. I would not have guessed that.
And get this, they even talk about building a portfolio of your work.
Wait a minute. A portfolio?
Yeah.
Like pictures of your best concrete blocks? What would
Right.
that even look like?
It's not as strange as it sounds. Think about it. You're showcasing your precision on a complex project, highlighting your understanding of different concrete mixes,
Okay.
or even documenting how you tackled a really difficult production challenge. That's valuable.
So it's like a resume, but for concrete?
Kind of.
Mm.
You're not just saying you can do it, you're showing them tangible proof.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
That's actually smart. And that's something this RoleCatcher platform seems to be all about, right?
Absolutely.
Giving you the tools to stand out.
In a crowded job market.
Yeah, because it's tough out there.
It is.
Yeah.
And RoleCatcher, with its AI-powered CV and resume builder, the interview practice tools they get that,
AI powered? What do they do with AI?
well, they recognize that even in a field like this, you need to speak the language of the algorithms now.
Algorithms. So it's not just about being good at your job anymore.
It's about being good at showcasing your skills in a way that gets past the automated systems.
The automated gatekeeper.
Exactly.
It's like you need a cheat code just to get noticed.
In a way, yeah. The hiring process is getting more and more automated.
And this RoleCatcher platform, it's like they're giving you the tools to hack this system.
That's a good way to put it. They're helping you translate your skills into a language those algorithms can understand.
So it's like learning a new language almost.
Exactly. You have to make yourself stand out to the machines before you can even talk to a human.
It's kind of wild when you think about it. But even with all the tech in the world, you still need the skills to pay the bills, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The tools are only as good as the person using them.
Exactly. And that's where this guide surprised me. Talking about transferable skills for a block machine operator.
I mean, what do you mean?
Well, I get it. Like a software developer needs problem-solving skills, critical thinking, that kind of stuff. But a block machine operator.
You'd be surprised.
Hmm.
The guide makes a really compelling case that the skills you learn on the job,
Yeah.
they can be applied in a lot of different areas.
Like what kind of skills are we talking about here?
Well, think about it. Attention to detail. That's huge.
Okay, sure.
Problem solving under pressure.
Right.
Quality control, teamwork, communication. These are all essential skills.
I guess so.
And those skills, they're transferable to a wide range of industries,
No.
not just construction.
So it's like you're not just building blocks, you're building a skill set.
Yeah.
A versatile skill set that can open doors to different opportunities.
Okay, I like that. So you could start out as a block machine operator
Mm.
and then move up in the construction world.
Exactly. Maybe become a supervisor or a manager. Or even branch out into a completely different field.
That uses those same skills.
Exactly.
That's actually pretty cool. I never would have thought of it that way. Now, another thing that surprised me about this guide,
What's that?
the emphasis on continuous learning. I wouldn't think a job like this would require, like, constant upskilling, but
It makes sense, though, when you think about it. Technology is always changing.
true.
New materials, new techniques, even in concrete block manufacturing.
So you got to stay ahead of the curve.
The guide recommends subscribing to industry publications, attending trade shows, even engaging in online communities.
Wow, it's like you never really stop learning.
Exactly. Even in a field like this.
It's like that saying, every day is a school day.
That's a good one.
Right. It makes you realize that every field has its own kind of hidden complexity.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We tend to focus on the obvious advancements, but innovation happens everywhere.
It's like we were saying earlier about those concrete blocks.
Right.
We never think about them, but they're everywhere.
The foundation of our built environment.
Exactly. And this guide, it highlights how that industry is constantly evolving too.
New materials, sustainable practices, even 3D printing is making its way into concrete construction.
3D printing concrete. Wow, that's wild.
It is. It's opening up a whole new world of possibilities in terms of design and efficiency.
So even concrete blocks are entering the future.
You could say that. And that brings us to something we haven't really touched on yet.
What's that?
Automation. Oh yeah, the elephant in the room.
Right. We talked about how RoleCatcher helps you navigate the automated hiring process. But what about the job itself?
Yeah, is a block machine operator even going to be a job in the future?
It's a valid question, and to the guide's credit, they address it head on.
Yeah.
They're cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously.
They acknowledge that certain tasks will likely be automated,
Makes sense.
but they argue that it doesn't mean the end of the human operator.
So what do you think the future holds then for block machine operators?
They see it as a shift in skill set.
Instead of running the machine, you're managing it.
Exactly. Overseeing the process, troubleshooting, making sure those automated systems are running smoothly.
So like a higher level role almost.
That's how they present it.
Yeah.
More about strategy and problem solving, less about manual labor.
So the message is adapt or become obsolete.
In a nutshell, the guide emphasizes the importance of continuous learning, staying ahead of the technological curve.
Which is good advice for any field, really, not just concrete.
Absolutely. We're all facing some level of disruption from automation these days.
True that. So the key is to be adaptable. Embrace new technology and never stop learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, on that note, I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have. From concrete blocks to career paths to the future of work.
Who knew there was so much to unpack?
It's all about perspective.
Exactly. And sometimes the most unexpected journeys lead to the most interesting discoveries.
Couldn't agree more.
So to our listener, if this deep dive piques your curiosity even a little, I'd say check out that RoleCatcher guide.
It's full of surprises.
And you never know, it might just spark an idea or two about your own career path.
After all, who doesn't love a good career deep dive?
That's what we're here for. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.